Welcome! Today we're going to make graphene. What's graphene, you might ask? Well, think of a pencil. Inside, there's graphite. Now, separate this graphite from the pencil and squish it down until you have a flat, one atom thick sheet of graphite. That is called graphene. Because of its molecular arrangement, it demonstrates some very special qualities, like its low electrical resistance. Well, you see, there are many questionable videos all over YouTube claiming to know the magical secret to manufacturing graphene. No one in their right mind would want to try these. But you know, we're definitely going to try these. So if you're seeing this video right now, this probably didn't happen. Alright, so before the experiment, let's gather some control data to compare our results to. So first we have a 0.9 millimeter stick of lead. And as we read the multimeter, let's get around a median of 18.5 ohms. Now we're going to get a HP number 2 pencil. Right here. And now with the power of video magic, I will sharpen it in a fraction of a second. Okay, so let's try to get this little thing up. Okay, let's try this again. Okay, this is the one. All right. Okay, so you can immediately see that the resistance of this pencil is actually a lot higher than the thin little piece of lead. Let's say that the resistance is around 33.4 ohm. Here we have water, 0.9 millimeter piece of lead, 9-volt battery, 2 containers, a stir spoon, and some bath salts. Begin with the bath salts. I put a spoon into the beaker, and now I'm mixing it all up until all of it dissolves. Mix, 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 mix. Just keep on mixing. That looks pretty good. Nice. All right. I'm happy with that. Put all this aside, and let's transfer it to the smaller little container. This is a bottom of a water bottle cut off. Nice. Looks good. Here we have a 9-volt battery, some tape, and our graphite. These 2 graphites are going to be electrodes. We're going to prepare this with tape. Simply just going to tape 2 pieces of graphite to each of the terminals of the battery, and we're going to make sure these 2 electrodes don't contact each other. There's a fair distance between them. Nice and good, perfect. And now we just need to put it into the water. And boom, there you go. Come on, there we go. See, once you put these 2 little graphite nodes into the water, they complete an electrical circuit. And as you can see, bubbles are forming, signaling that some sort of chemical change is occurring. Just look at that. Don't you notice all the little flakes of graphite coming off the lead? So basically what's happening here is called electrochemical exfoliation.
2 hours later.
On the surface of the solution, you can see flakes of what is hopefully graphene. It's very difficult to test these, considering the fact I have no instruments which let me measure to the precision of atoms. But hopefully we'll be able to find the electrical resistance of these pieces, and maybe they'll be similar to that of real graphene. So we're just going to skim the little flakes of graphene off the surface using tape. Oop, one little bubble came along with that one. That's interesting. Okay, so this is all of our yield. Now I'm going to go through it and test each little piece of graphene, hoping that we get a proper connection. So as I'm a little disappointed with the first sample, because I'm getting no electrical connection. Hopefully not all of them are like this. With all of these, no conductivity. Even the tape. There's just no electrical connection between the two probes. Huh, that's very interesting. We're trying to make a super material that has an extremely low electrical resistance, but we seem to have made a useless material that has an extremely high electrical resistance, maybe even no electrical resistance at all, because it can't even conduct electricity. That's really disappointing. There's got to be at least one little part of it that conducts. So what did we learn? Our initial graphite reactants showed us fairly promising results. The thickest sample of graphite had the highest electrical resistance. And then as we moved down to the smaller sized piece of graphite, the resistance went down. This leads us to assume that if we are in fact successful in making this thin graphite sheet, even if it wasn't one atom thick, its electrical resistance would be a lot lower than the other two samples. A graphite sheet similar to the one I tried reproducing costs around $325 if it's done by a professional. Just imagine if this worked. I'd be making $300 plus with only $2 worth of materials. Jeez, if it actually worked, I wouldn't even have made this video. I'd probably just keep the secret to myself so I can roll around in the bills of money I make off this graphene. Nah, I'm only kidding. If people hoarded their scientific achievements to themselves just to make a quick buck, our world would just stop technologically advancing. So, if any one of you have the secret to mass producing graphene, give it up. I'm speaking for everyone in the world right now, and I'm almost 100% certain that we all want hoverboards. And you know what? Maybe even a cell phone battery that lasts more than 5 minutes. So if you could just please figure out this whole graphene thing. Thanks, science.